second part on Marx 7-inch tin lithograph cars. These will be the sets that are pulled by steam engines instead of diesels as we did in the first part. 7-inch tin cars were made from around 1950 to 1962. New York Central, which is what this one here, this is out set number 4935. New York Central was real prolific. Just tons of New York Central sets out there. Variations would be just in the box car and the gondola, whether they were the merchandise service box cars or the yellow Wabash. Other minor changes, variations would be in the engines. This one happens to be a plastic 400. It's another New York Central outfit. A little bit different, and this one's got the stamped steel 591 locomotive and a wedge tender instead of a plastic tender. Now this one's got the Wabash gondola and the merchandise service car. But as you can see, it's just basically not a lot of difference from what we just saw in the first set there. This is outfit 6552L. Don't know what the L stands for, but there you go. This type of outfit came in a couple different set numbers. This one happens to be set number 10,000. But the nickel plate with the long 994 engine and 941 tender, these are real common sets. They're pretty prolific out there. Some of the variations in the set numbers are just due to different numbers of pieces of track and probably different couplers or something like that, or different transformers, but the same basic cars came in most all the sets. Now we'll move forward to another nickel plate set, and this one is pretty rare. A couple of unusual things about it. Few of the 7-inch cars came with more than one of a type car. This particular set has 2 box cars. Makes it a little unusual. Not rare, but a little unusual. This is outfit 9912. But here's where it gets real unusual, in that instead of that long tender, this one's got the wedge tender. The wedge tenders are pretty unusual for nickel plate. They're real hard to find. And also, as far as pulling 7-inch cars, this one's got a die-cast 999. Now, not too many of the 7-inch sets were pulled by the more expensive die-cast engines. They usually use the cheaper plastic or stamped sheet metal locomotives. This will be another set that's being pulled by a 400 plastic. Now this one is Southern Pacific. This is set number 4313, and it does have 2 Wabash gondolas. Again, a little unusual in that it's got a duplicate of a particular car type in it, and then the merchandise service gondola. The Southern Pacific in the freight sets don't show up very often. I just got this one a few weeks ago out of Canada. I was quite happy to get it. They just don't see very many of them in Southern Pacific. Pretty nice little set. And this one here, if you know your Marx, you'll know that Marx USA never made any such critter as Baltimore and Ohio. But I've got a Baltimore and Ohio 7-inch setup, which is just something I pieced together. The caboose is from really would have come with the diesel set. But the kicker is that tender is in fact a real Marx B&O tender, but it came out of Marx of Mexico. They were never made in B&O for the United States. So just to have something a little different, I put this one together. As I've said, there's not a lot of variation in the Marx in the 7-inch series. Couplers would be one variation. The one on the right has the tab and slot coupler. The one on the left is the plastic knuckle coupler. The plastic knuckle coupler being of the later production variety for the most part. Another thing Marx did for variation is, on the merchandise service cars, is numbers. These cars are all numbered 37950 through 37959. So there's 10 cars, 10 different numbers. And if you notice, these all have lithographed doors. They don't open and close. Now, this car up above here has opening, closing, and door. And that's a 37956. The 37956 with the opening doors only came as a 37956. The opening doors didn't come in any other number.